So tonight we're going to learn a little bit about sequencing, and we're going to learn how to create a foldable to talk about and apply sequencing and what we learn about it in the classroom. So first off, let's start with what is sequencing. Sequencing refers to the identification of the components of a story, such as the beginning, middle, and end, and also the ability to retell the events within a given text in the order in which they occurred. So basically putting things in beginning, middle, end, first, second, third, fourth, putting things in order of a story or a different task. So why is sequencing important? Well, sequencing is important because it is a skill that helps you to comprehend what you read. The ability to sequence events in a text is a key comprehension strategy, especially for narrative texts. To find the meaning in a text, you must have the ability to understand and place the details in the sequence of events within some larger context, the beginning, middle, and end. So it's really important to be able to sequence so you're able to understand the story. So if you know what events happened first and then what happened second, in the middle, and in the end, students are able to better understand what's going on in the story and comprehend the actual main idea of the story. So what do we sequence in our daily lives? Well, we sequence actually a lot. When we sequence them or put them in order, the steps of different tasks in our lives, such as brushing our teeth, making a sandwich, getting a shower, washing clothes. If we greatly change the order or sequence of the task, it may turn out differently or incorrect. So when you think about a story or you think about a task that you do in your life, if you omit a step or change the order of the steps, something is going to turn out differently. So the task might be unsuccessful or might be incorrect. So like in a story, if you put the events in a different order or leave out an event, it's not going to make sense and the students aren't going to be able to comprehend the story. So you need to be able to sequence the events in the correct order. Think about when you're brushing your teeth. If you forget the step of actually picking up your toothbrush and you go to put toothpaste on it and there's nothing there, you're going to have toothpaste all over the place. You're not going to be able to brush your teeth, so the task will be unsuccessful in the end. So let's go ahead and start making our foldable. You'll need one sheet of construction paper, a pair of scissors, and a Sharpie marker or a dark pen so you're able to see. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of construction paper, hold it in the portrait form, take one side and fold it over, except you do not want to fold it over edge to edge. You want to leave the back flap open about 1/2 inch so that you're able to write on that back flap what sequence of events we're doing. So we're going to sequence Animal Farm. So we have that there. We have the flap, and all you're going to do is you're going to write sequence of events, Animal Farm. I'll write that here and show you. So this is a great foldable. You can use it with students who are at a lower level. You can use it with secondary students, elementary students. So it's really beneficial for any grade level and any ability level. You just have to differentiate it based on your students. So there we go, sequence of events, Animal Farm. Have it just like that on the back. Okay? Next we're going to do the folding. I picked 8 different events in Animal Farm. Now, like I said, you can differentiate this based on your students, based on their ability level, on their grade level, and how many events you want to use. So I picked 8. 8's probably the maximum. You can do any less than that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our foldable, we're going to take the top and fold it down to the bottom. They're both going to be even, and then you're going to crease it in the middle. And then you're going to take the top and fold it down to the bottom again. Crease it again. So we have the second fold. Then we're going to fold it one more time. To do it any more than 3 folds, it's going to be really difficult to fold and not as neat. So we have 3 folds. Once you're done with 3 folds, you're going to open it back up. And you should have 8 different slots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have 8. So now you can see that it's folded. So when the students open up, they can see right there. It's all folded. Now we're going to write our number of events on it. So I'll show you our model here. At the end, it's going to look like that. First, second, third, fourth, and so on down to eighth in each box. So go ahead and do that now. And like I said, you can use as many events in the sequence as you want. I would not use more than 8 with this foldable just because it gets difficult to fold. But based on your students, you can lower the number if you need to. So there we go. And we didn't do any cutting yet, so you don't have to worry about cutting. It should all still be connected. They should be one in each slot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the events. So you can either have students pick out the 8 events that they thought were most important in the story and sequence them, or you can give them 8 events and have the students actually go through and sequence them, or you can do it together as a class. Pick out the 8 most important events that you think there are. So I picked out 8 events that I thought were important. When you open this up, on the back side where you wrote sequence of events, you're going to write the event corresponding to each number. What happened first, second, third, you're right there. So first, I'll write right on this right here. I'll show you the model. So we have the first right here. I open it up, and the first event is on the back. And I'll hold those up for you. So our first event, make it a little easier to see. And like I said, throughout the video, you can pause this if you need more time to copy them down. Old Major gives a speech to inspire the animals to rebel from man to obtain freedom. The second event. Animals rebel against Jones without planning. And so for that one, you would write it right behind the 2. You would open up the 2, the second block down. Remember, we didn't cut ours yet. That's okay. We're going to cut them at the end. But you would open up the back on the second slot down. Third event. Battle of the Cowshed. Jones comes back to reclaim his farm. Animals were victorious. Our fourth event. The hens rebel because Napoleon wants their eggs to trade with humans for other items. Our fifth event. Frederick and his men attack the farm and destroy the windmill. Like I said, you can either pick these for your students, you can mix them up and have them sequence them, or you can have the students actually pick the most important events and have them sequence them. Sixth event. Animals start to rebuild the windmill. Seventh event. The rebellion is a distant, vague memory for most animals. And the eighth event. It ends with animals not being able to differentiate pigs from humans. Okay, so now you should have all of your events written in your foldable, and it should look like the inside like this. We didn't cut ours yet, that's okay, we're going to do it at the end. You should have them all, one in each slot. Okay, so I wait to cut my foldable until the end just so the students are able to see the actual event that's happening, just to kind of give them a refresher and reminder to help them to remember what happened in each event. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your foldable and you're going to take the front flap of it and you're only going to cut the front flap. The back you're going to leave all together. So the front we're going to cut. Let me show you on the model. So see how the front is all cut on each fold that we did. We made a fold and you're going to cut along each fold just to the little crease. Remember not to cut the back flap because a lot of students try to cut both of them. So only cut the front one so they're able to quiz each other and they can check and remember, just like that. So your finished foldable should look just like that. Okay? So like I said, you can use this foldable in many different ways. Originally, it's a vocabulary foldable, so you can use it where the students write a vocabulary word on the front flap. They write the definition on the back and draw a picture on the inside front flap to help them remember it. So it has a lot of different uses, and you can use it in as many, up to 8 I would say, but as less than 8 will also work depending on your students and their needs and how many vocabulary words you have or sequence of events. So I hope you guys are able to use this foldable in your classroom. Thanks.